Hi, and welcome to the Toon Goons, the podcast in which we take an adult and critical perspective into the world of cartoons and animation and analyze how they affect the pop cultural landscape at large. I'm one of your hosts, Nikki.
I'm Nina.
And I'm Harvey Beaks. My head is massive. Oh god, I can't fit through the door.
But what is bigger, your head or your heart?
It's my head. My head is massive. Send help.
I mean, my heart fits in my small torso. It's no question. This week, we are finally taking a proper, in-depth look to Nickelodeon's current best show, Harvey Beaks, by C.H. Greenblatt. The man's second cartoon that he's created, and man, oh man, is it good and great. And you know that we love it if you've been a regular listener. We've talked about most episodes already, but this is going to be us going into the show as a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As always, we got a little bit of news. Not a ton, which is fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, we just came from MagFest last weekend. I have been killing myself trying to catch up in school. I have kind of a stuffy nose. I feel like garbage. So, also there wasn't a lot of news.
Yeah, I might have an ear infection.
Yeah, it's just,
I'm fine.
It's been a tough week for me. It's been a hard time.
Yeah, it's fair for Tooch to be. It's fair for Tooch to be fine because he got real, deathly ill last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do we got?
Yeah. Our first story is a sort of speculative article, as most of our articles are, about Young Justice Season 3.
I mean, that's it.
Yeah, it's essentially that. I mean, we've done an episode about Young Justice. We've talked about the whole thing with the toys and the cancellation and the yippity-doo-dah, hooray, not really. Apparently, Greg Weisman, the show's executive producer, sent out a tweet that says, hashtag Young Justice Season 1 and 2 now on Netflix. Want Young Justice Season 3? One of the best things you can do is watch all eps over and over on Netflix or buy Blu-rays. Apparently this means that this gives us a chance. And Kari Payton was like, I have absolutely nothing official to go on, but I have a feeling.
Tune in 2017 for Young Justice Go.
Yeah, so
because this is exactly what happened with Teen Titans.
Look, man, it'd be better than nothing.
Yeah.
So it's all very speculative. I really don't know how Netflix pulls its demographic data. I don't really know how Netflix works. I don't know how it makes money and pays out to the people that it uses the content from. But if this guy who's a producer, he's in the money and business side of stuff more so than, say, a director or a writer or an actor would be.
Yeah.
I think. I don't fucking know what a producer is.
I just know that they're important and they get to say what happens and what doesn't.
Yeah, they're basically in charge of funding shit, more or less, in a vague way. I'm not a fan.
So he would probably know better than, say, I would, if watching it a lot on Netflix really does contribute to anything. I know, Blu-ray sales, that's something that's very trackable, and that has been a thing in the past where, DVD, home video sales, if big enough, can lead to a revival of the show. That's exactly what happened with Family Guy. And this would be a better example.
Yes. It's using that power for good.
And I think I need to watch Season 2 again, because even though I rewatched it for our episode, I already forgot a lot of what happened in there. There was a lot of stuff.
Beast Boy's there, Darkseid said hi, and then I was really upset.
Yeah, I was like, there's too many.
like 3 seasons worth of content happened in 20 episodes.
Yeah, because it was so bizarre, because Season 1 was paced so well, and was very manageable. Season 2 was just okay, we think we're gonna get canceled, let's do everything.
Hey everyone, Jason died already!
We don't even have time for this schmuck.
Poor Jason. Yeah, we did a whole episode on Young Justice Season 1 and 2, so we won't go too much into it because we're just going to repeat ourselves. But
if you believe in this system and have the money and or time to blow, definitely get out there. Definitely get out there and watch it and support it.
Yeah, like a lot of you guys who listen are animators and you're always looking for stuff to do while you're working in the lab. You could just have that going in the background and, you know, just it doesn't matter if you're paying attention. It just has to go.
Just make sure to keep track of when Netflix asks you, like, hey, are you still here? Are you alive?
Yeah, I mean, maybe have it running on multiple devices. I mean, we've talked about fraud here. It's harmless.
I always feel like the laziest potato when Netflix asks me that, because I'm just like, fuck, did I seriously just not interact with anything in my life for the past couple hours? Oh, no.
Well, it doesn't... You don't have to. It'll go to the next episode. I don't know why it freaks out.
I guess because it's just like... I guess it's probably for demographic data, because some people fall asleep with it on. So it's like it doesn't want to get fraudulent data.
Right.
Yeah. There might be a setting to turn that off if you do want to commit fraud. Or if you do fall asleep to TV. You fraud boy.
Well, you know, don't commit fraud, but just...
Okay, yeah. Don't commit fraud, but it's not a big deal if you do. That's the Toon Goons stance
We don't
on
condone fraud, but we're not your mothers and fathers.
So we're hoping for the best, but, you know, honestly, we're not. I'm not getting my hopes up, but yeah, I hope for the best.
Yeah, I'll hope for the best. I'm not getting my hopes up.
What about you,
right.
Tooch? Are you going to hope for the best but not get your hopes up?
I'm always cautiously optimistic about this stuff. I mean, Netflix so far has a pretty good track record with being able to put out like good, like decent, if not great content. I'm really looking forward to their fucking A Series of Unfortunate Events series they're dropping. That's not germane to this because it's live action, but yeah,
that'll be like the first live action thing Nina watches in like since Scrubs?
No, since Master of None. I watched Wilfred.
Okay. Wilfred, yeah. Master of None you watched while we did this show, and that was like in the year and a half or so, a little over that we've done this show, she's watched one live action television program on her own volition.
Yeah, and that's gotten really hard to explain to like some of my professors who want me to do reviews of pop culture stuff, and I'm just like,
Children's media is part of the pop culture, right? Right, please.
Alright, so next up we have a story coming from Channel Frederator, sort of expanding their empire. They've teamed up with the largest animation studio in Latin America, Anima Estudios, to create Atomo Network. Atomo Network.
I think it's Atomo.
Atomo. It will be the largest recruiters and incubators of Spanish-language animation in the world. And both entities have made initial $1 million investments to have opened offices in New York, Burbank, Madrid, and Mexico City. So that's a lot of stuff. A lot of...
Yeah, I mean, only one of those is in Latin America, but that's still something.
If you've ever wanted to know how to count to 107 in Spanish, just look out.
Well, they also said Spanish language animation. So the Atomo Network will provide its members the same services, resources, promotion, and audience development and programming expertise as a Channel Frederator network. It will also provide translation and dubbing services to select members of the Channel Frederator network to help their English language channels and shows expand their audiences into Spanish-speaking areas, and vice versa. And according to Fred Seibert, CEO of Channel Frederator, he named it after himself, we're seeing huge scalability in online content in the Spanish language vertical, especially within Central and Latin America, and an appetite for next-generation animation.
That is a magnificently bullshit sentence. Man, not a single complete thought in there.
I mean, it's a very businessy statement. I agree. But I do also agree with what he's saying, because I do see a lot of presence of cartoon fans among Spanish-speaking online communities. Like, they have huge little communities on the internet, and it's a thing, right? And so it's cool to sort of make more and to sort of bridge that gap a little better.
I agree too.
Yeah. The president of Anima Estudios said they'd been making feature films and TV series for almost 15 years, and they believe it's like a natural progression to take this leap into the online animation world, this international animation world, to be more available outside of their respected countries, which is exciting to me and all of us, because we like more cartoons from more places is always a good thing. And they have this cute little Day of the Dead Frederator Network logo now. It's just kind of cute. So we'll see what comes out of that. It's a huge enterprise. Like, 4 offices, $2 million, like initial $2 million.
Yep.
I hope they can sustain that. They can't even. I mean, they're having trouble putting out like 2 shows.
Well, that's just a Cartoon Hangover.
Okay, so this is a larger. I always forget because like they use the same logo, so it's always confusing.
It's because it's part of the network.
Frederator
Networks is the largest animation network in the world, apparently.
Yeah. Okay. Now that I realize that distinction, this sounds way more doable.
Yeah, this isn't Channel Frederator. This is Frederator Network total. Like, it's a huge thing.
They got to work on like making their brands more distinctive.
And they did up their viewership to 540 million views last year. So that's not nothing.
That's crazy. Because they didn't really put out any cartoons last year.
I mean, they still kept that content going, and sometimes that's all it takes. It's
sometimes
just putting out
is all
shit.
It takes.
Even if it's bad, you just need to be present. Mm-hmm. As long as you show up, you'll get partial credit.
That's how you die on the internet, really. By just not...
They're just completely disappearing.
Yeah, every webcomic artist from, like, 2005. Where are you at now?
I don't know, probably with a real job.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Well...
And exactly your point, Sluggy Freelance is still going. The art is exactly the same as it was in 1997, but hey, he does it every fucking day, and he still exists. So there you go. There's a lesson in there somewhere. I don't know if it's a good one. Hell, newspaper comics.
Yeah, but yeah, that's about all I've got for news, other than the fact that, Gravity Falls finale got crazy ratings, and also they're making a high-end fashion line with Moschino Boutique for Powerpuff Girls. So if you want to spend
that sounds pretty dope.
It does sound pretty dope. Jeremy Scott, I guess, owns Moschino. He's done stuff with pop culture stuff like SpongeBob and Barbie and whatever. And it's an 18-piece collection.
That's a lot
which is
of pieces.
Going to be available online and in stores. But I can't tell you the price point. I imagine it's going to be kind of high. But it is kind of cool to see cartoon merchandise on like in the high-end fashion world. When they just look like sweaters with like bubbles and like Buttercup on them. Like, they don't look that different from like youth clothing.
More proof that the fashion industry is bullshit.
Kind of. Sorry, fashion majors. It's true.
I mean, they should be self-aware enough to know what they're getting into. I'm not saying anything that's shocking to them.
No.